okay. I'm late. Oh shit, I'm like 26 minutes late. Son of a bitch. Alright, right. Seriously. I wasn't trying to be this late. I wasn't. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what time it was. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm so sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. I'm here now. Sort of. Okay. So first of all, let's just get it together, Linda. Alright, let's just get it together. So one thing I'm doing is looking for my place. Damn, sugar. Looking for my place. Okay, so I also need a Post-it. I need a Post-it. Because we're gonna have to like make note of where we are. Okay, we're gonna have to do that. In a pen. Alright, so high. We made it. Okay. Okay. Alright. We got this. Here we go. Sorry. I'm having trouble right now. I'm late. I know it. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be this late. But here we are anyway. Okay. So I'm out of practice. By the way, out of practice. Don't mind me. Just gumming stuff up, okay? Don't mind me. Just gumming stuff up. I know I'm out of practice. It's been a really long time since I have done this. And so forgive me for not making any sense. Alright. Okay. Alright, so there we go. Okay. Alright, so here we are. Oh my gosh. Oh my gravy. Okay, so that like really should be, this should be like this. So I am super nervous. I am super stressed out. There is so much going on right now. So look, if you've been playing it, for those of you who've been playing at home, I have been trying to get out of the garage for a couple weeks now. Like, I've been, not with the expectation of it happening like right now, but just there are things that I've had to do over the last couple weeks, right, that are to that end. Okay. Um, and so that's been the focus, right? Is what ducks do I have to get in a row? What cats do I have to herd to make sure that I can get out as soon as possible? And when I started, I didn't have a whole lot of clear, um, you know, goals as far as time frames. And now, over the last few weeks, or the last week or so, that's clarified quite a bit, quite a bit. Um, yeah. So, um, yeah, yeah. That's where that's been. Um, I'm late because I was reading. Sorry. Oh, and then I haven't done like anything because it was kid weekend, and those weekends I'm kind of discombobulated pretty much the entire weekend. I've got to do better as far as planning. I really do. Um, we're trying. I'm having a time, okay? And I think it's fair that I'm having a time given all the shit I'm dealing with, which we'll get to in a minute. Um. Okay, so we've got 32. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Okay. All right. So, anyway. Anyway. Um so what's happened is things have gotten tenser at the garage. The bullshit's still happening. My ability to tolerate it is lessening pretty much exponentially as each day goes by, which, given my propensity, that's not a shocker. I don't know if Cupcake understands where I'm at with stuff. I don't care. Um, I don't. I don't. I do know that, like, if he knows what's good for him, he will leave me be. And I do not think that he knows what's good for him. Okay. I gotta say, I don't think he gets it, and so he's gonna be in for like a rude awakening. Okay. Um, like when he figures it out. Um, that's it. So everything has just continued. The shit has continued. And needless to say, I'm not I'm not happy. I'm not. And so I went. I guess we'll circle back around. So the very last weekend in April, the 30th, I want to say, I went to a hiring event. I went to a hiring event in an industry that I used to work in. I found out about the hiring event literally the day before. I said, you know what? I've already been looking into this specific job, and I think it's really synchronous that just as I'm looking into this, all this stuff is happening. I knew that it was an educational opportunity. I had considered it earlier and just said, no. You left. You left the industry, so you left for a reason. And I did leave for a reason. That's not untrue. But the reason I left is because of where I was and what I was doing, and of the doors that were not open to me in that space. And that's not going to be the case here, because this is a very different situation with a lot more options and a lot more opportunities. And so I'm not going to run into the same problems. So I went to this. I talked to everybody. I touched base with everybody like Monday, somewhere between Monday and Wednesday. Right now, I touched base with people before applying anywhere. And it came to my attention that they were like, oh no, we wanted you to apply first. And I was like, oh, my bad. So I touched base with everybody. I went and applied. As of the end of this weekend, I have put in 141 applications across 3 different positions. One of them is for, like, one of the positions is for the training I'm going to go into. Another is for training I've had. And another is not a trained position per se, but was a suggestion based on the situation that I'm in. So I used to have a license. I let it lapse. I have to get it back. Or not, right? And I really didn't want to go back to it. I didn't want to go back to it because I left it for a reason. Because that license, that's it. Like, that's it with that license. It's not, it's a dead end, right? Right, which is kind of where we are with the whole garage. It is not a, it's not a position from which I can advance. I would have to go to school and I would essentially be starting over. And at the time that I was working in this position, that wasn't feasible. And I had considered it. It just wasn't something I could make happen. Like, I had considered it to the point where I had registered to go to school and I had attended an information session and I had talked about going into this profession. Like, I did, a good deal of my due diligence at the time. But based on where my life was, what was going on, it wasn't going to happen. So, and I didn't really want it to happen, to be honest with you. It's just, it was better than what was going on. So, yeah, that happened. So, yeah. I now have another opportunity. We're going to count first before we go on. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, cool. Just making sure we had the right amount of stitches. So, now this new position came up, and this is something I can get education for, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to do, by the way. Okay. So I can't get the first position because I'm not licensed in it. I can't get the second position that was suggested to me because I don't have a license. Now, the caveat is I don't have a current license. I can get a license again. And because I've held a license before, basically all I have to do is apply for reinstatement, take a test because I haven't worked in so long, pass the test, which will not be a fucking problem. Especially since I did it for so fucking long. And pay the money to do all these things, which that's right now the hard part. Um, and then I can go back to that. The third option I put in for, there was a hiring event specifically for that, but I couldn't go because I had the little. So, and I chose not to because I talked to friend, and friend was like, well, if you have somebody who's going to talk to somebody directly on your behalf, then don't worry about going. So I put in all of the requisitions for that third position. I have gotten 36 denials out of 141, by the way. 2 of those are for something that was strongly suggested to me, but because of the licensing, that's why I was denied for both of them. That is also the person that I've been in contact with, like, this whole time, very heavily. And I've been touching base with them, and they're working with me to try and get me in there. And I like to think that if you're keeping in contact with me about me working for you, and like you're touching base with me, you're genuine, right? Right? Right. I mean, that doesn't mean that's true, but I wouldn't say, hey, get back in touch with me and touch base with you and answer your questions and keep in contact with you if I wasn't serious. So I'd like to think that other people are the same way. So, they were out of the office until this Wednesday, so I should hear back from them Wednesday about what we can make happen. They said they would talk to the person who handles that particular job, like bringing those people on and is in charge of those people, and would talk to them on behalf of me. And I went ahead and put in the requisition anyway. I also looked into getting my license back. Like, I have looked into this a couple times. I also just like am really bad about writing things down and then losing them. So I actually found one of my better sets of notes. Like today. So the last thing that's happened is I finished all the applications. I got my reinstatement form printed. I got a copy of my name change because I legally changed my name and it's not going to be the same. I also have some other paperwork to finish changing my name, like on all my IDs and everything. I've got that filled out. I guess all that stuff is going to go out tomorrow. It's just a matter of me getting to a the stuff out in the mail, basically. Like getting the money and getting the stuff out of the mail. So fucking magic tricks. So at this point, I'm gonna put in for my reinstatement. Now, I do have a consideration. One of my considerations was I was considering that I would go and drop the paperwork off tomorrow morning, because I actually live right around the corner from the department where this paperwork for my license needs to go. And I was considering just going up there and fucking hand delivering it, so then it's there. Like, it gets there. It doesn't have to go through the fucking post office. Because of COVID, I don't know if they still have the building not open to the public, right? So I don't know. In the event that it isn't, I live close enough and I would be leaving early enough that it wouldn't be a problem. It's gonna also mean I have to do like a lot of things tonight, which I'm just now remembering. So yay. So yeah. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. So I've done my due diligence. I've got the start of the money. Like, I'm getting the money together to do all this stuff. I have to pay a fee to get my reinstatement form even processed. I've got the website up. where the testing is scheduled through. I have got a link open for the here are all the instructions. This is how this works, and we're going to walk you through what you're going to do and how you're going to do this. And so I've cursorily read through all that, and then I have got all this stuff started. So I've actually gotten like a lot done over like across basically Friday. Yeah, Friday and like into Saturday because I really haven't done anything today. So yeah, I've done a lot of stuff, which means come Monday, tomorrow, I will be able to update the person I'm in contact with and be like, hey, look, this is what I found out. This is what's going on. This is already in the works, and kind of give them some kind of like update, hopefully. At least say, hey, look, I've done this. Like, this has been done. This is taken care of. Because, and this is the funny thing, if you don't know me, which I think a lot of people don't know this side of me, if you don't know me, I can get some shit done. Like when I'm not being dragged down into oblivion and I don't keep hitting brick walls, and when I really want to get something done, I can get some shit done. But I have to be like able to do that. And like I've been pushing through a lot to like make this fucking happen. So it's not like fucking small potatoes. All right. So okay. So I have to figure out I don't think I need any extra ones. I think I started out with enough stitches that I only had to go up the amount of stitches that I needed to get to this. I'm trying to find it. I've got my little notes here. Let's see. This is 22 rounds. Okay. So there were no 22 rounds actually technically makes it larger. Shit. Because I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that 10 rounds was the I'm pretty sure that 10 rounds is the thing. So this is actually technically a little longer. It's going to be a little longer than I need it to be. Because I needed, was it 2 inches is what we want it to be. So this is actually technically going to be a little bigger than that. Okay, so first of all, don't mind me. Okay. All right, this is just I guess this is just assuming. This is just assuming that this is gonna take this amount of time. Okay. Let's see. Don't mind me. Oh no, I hope I don't fall. Okay. This is just, okay, so this is just assuming something. This is weird. Okay. All right, hold on. So 10 rows is 1 inch. So we got 22. All right, let's do math. So if 10 rows equals 1 inch, then 22 equals... Let's do math. Let's do math. Let's do math. Let's do math. I'm trying to find out where in this. Okay, so here's the problem. I know that this toe is assuming the toe, however long the toe is, like however long this toe box is, right? It's assuming it's like 2 inches, basically. That's the assumption. So don't mind me. Don't mind me. This is going to be 2.2. Oh my gosh. Inches. So, this is going to be a little longer than I want it to be, which technically means I should have taken 2 rounds off of here and maybe 4 rounds, because they're going to have 2 extra here and they're going to have 2 extra there. So that was my fault and my bad. And now we know. It's been a really long time since I have done this, though. Like, it's been a really long time. So, you know, give me a damn break, okay, y'all? Anyway, so now what we're doing is we're just gonna we're gonna make the heel, which is basically worked the exact opposite of the toe, which is part of why I like this, because the toe and the heel match. It gives us this nice, like, symmetry. So, yeah. So these aren't going to be perfect, but, yeah. That's okay. That's okay. I know somewhere in this, it's assuming that you work to 2 inches. That's the assumption. And actually, we can basically, what's this? That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This'll do. This'll do. Okay, so this is actually technically less than 2 inches. Oh, it's like right at 2 inches. Okay. It's right at 2 inches. So this is probably close enough that it doesn't fucking matter. Like 0.2 is not going to be enough for it to really shake a stick at, which is fine. Like I can make that work. Anyway, so what's going on now is I now have to, like, boogie oogie oogie get my ass in gear to do all this, and I'm looking for my instructions because I don't remember the okay, so la 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 la. Okay, so 1, Okay. This is actually 1, and 2 is knit. Okay, so, all right. Don't mind me. My brain is like, I don't want to do this anymore. Math is hard. Okay, I'm sorry. So, what's going on now? Back to our little break in the industry adventure. I am going to put in all the paper, send out the forms, both forms tomorrow. Okay. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Hold on. I gotta check something. All right, that's what I thought. Okay. I'm going to do all the paperwork tomorrow. Right, that needs to be done. I'm going to go ahead and draft an email to send out tomorrow morning to Zia Boomerang. And I'm going to be reaching out to the one person I've been talking to and said, hey, look, this happened. And what I'm going to do before I send this email out, I'm going to try and see if I can kind of figure out when I can get this done. Because at the bottom of the reinstatement form, it says, oh, hey, by the way, it can take up to 30 days for this application to be processed, right? Now, here's the thing. This reinstatement, so this is how it works. After you have, for Virginia, after you've held your license initially for 2 years, you will blah, blah, blah. What's this? What's this? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You will renew it annually after that. Great. I don't think I can make this stop. Awesome. Okay. We're going to try something real quick. Hold on. We're going to try something real quick. Hold on. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Awesome. Okay, sorry. I needed to make sure you could still hear me because I turned the sound down. So I didn't want y'all to hear it because I didn't turn my phone on to do not disturb or like the sounds off before I started this, which is my bad. So I'm gonna find out. So here's the thing. I need to set up an account, right? But what I don't want to do is set up an account before my application has been processed and then have some weird fucking instructions like for me to set up. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can find out like any kind of testing information as far as how often they give tests and like probably how quickly, like the frequency with which I could get this test done. Like as soon as possible so that I can give other people this information, right? And we're gonna see. And then I'm going to see how I'm gonna get down to 12. I'm gonna see based on that, like when I can expect to know, because I'm pretty sure like you leave with You're going to leave knowing that you've passed, or knowing shortly after that you've passed, right? So it's not like I have to, wait forever for them to do test results. And like, I absolutely have no worry that I'm going to pass the written portion of the exam. I looked at some of the sample questions and I'm just like, yeah, no, I know the answer to all those. And in the handbook for like just them walking you through this whole process, right? It gives you all the skills that they expect you to demonstrate. And you don't have to demonstrate all 23 of them. But what you do have to do is be able to demonstrate all 23 of them. They're only going to pick like 5. And one of them is like always this particular one. And it's just because that practice is really, really important. And so that's always included. So I've got 4 other ones that I'm going to have to do. Well, with the exception of like a couple of things, I have probably done everything on that list. There's 1 or 2 things that maybe I haven't done since I got my license the first time when I was 16. Okay. But, like, that's it, Anyway, the handbook that walks you through this whole process has it listed in order how you're supposed to do it. And so I can look at it and be like, oh yeah, no, that's how you do it. And it's probably going to be like riding a bike, like honestly, even if I haven't done it, because I have learned how to do it and I've had to do this job for so long. So I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'm a little stressed because it's just a lot to do and I'm on a time crunch and I need everything to go through as quickly and as easily as possible. And like Mercury's going retrograde like tomorrow or today. I don't know, my planner's like right next to me, but I can't see it. So anyway, that's a lot. Like unfortunately, this is a lot of paperwork and this is testing and this is like knowledge and that's all fucking Mercury's domain. Now, from a realistic standpoint, like I'm not worried. I'm trying to look right now. I'm not worried about stuff not working out. Oh, Mercury went retrograde last Tuesday. Okay, so it's already doing shit. Okay. Anyway, from a practical standpoint, I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about my competence or my ability to do these things. I need to have no delays. And that's going to be stuff that's out of my hands, right? Like I'll find out when I find out. And that's when you involve other entities, right? That's just how it is, right? That's just how it is. I know this looks way more fiddly than it is. It's not really this bad. What it is I'm trying to, I don't want to have any extra ends, like any more extra ends than necessary. So what I have been doing is I'm working from both ends. That's why this looks complicated. It's not really that complicated. Anyway, so what we're doing, is this. This is what we're doing. So I have to get like everything just right, and that's honestly, it's really fucking stressful. I'm not looking forward to that. I know I can do it, but goddamn. Meanwhile, Renee was like, it'd be really shitty if you put in all this effort and all this work and you got paid like $12 an hour. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. That shit's not going to happen. I understand her point, and I agree. That would be some bullshit. But I already know for a fact that they're offering people entry level close to $20 to do this job. And I worked this job over the course of 14 years. So, yeah. Yeah. I can absolutely command more than what I'm making now. So I'm not worried about that. And I'm dogged. I'm dogged about getting things, which is funny. Wife is just like, oh my God, like you're just making all this happen. And I'm like squint, like, because I have to, like, there's nobody else to do this for me. There's nobody to help me. Like, I have friends. I mean, friend is a limited amount of help. Like, friend helped me figure something out for something else. And so, like, when it comes to this stuff, like, I already know the answers. I know where to get them. It's for me, it's not about that. It's about having the spoons to do it. It's about having the resources to do it. So, like, having the money to go ahead and pay for this test already. You know, that kind of thing. Like, that's the trouble. It's not like not knowing what to do or not having a way forward. I'm really good at like problem solving, critical thinking, and like figuring out how to get shit done. I can do that. It's the execution that I have trouble with. And the execution is just a matter of like, do I have the spoons to do this thing? Like, is my mental health in the right place for me to be able to push through certain things? Or am I pushing through? Does that mean that I'm gonna not be able to do certain things? So things I didn't consider before I started this video, how dead my battery was on my phone. Now we're at 42 minutes. And so we're really close. So I think I can like make this last another 10-15 minutes. Okay, like I think we can get really close to an hour before my phone's just like, fuck you. So I'm not worried about that. But like, bless her heart, like I was just like, you can do this. And I'm like, anybody can do this with the right resources. And like, if you know where to look and you know how to get things done, like you can get things done. Like, honestly, this is not rocket science. Like, there are rules, right? There are rules. That's it. There are rules. And you just need to know what those are. And here's the thing, because this is like the specific industry, like those rules are recorded somewhere, right? They're mandated somewhere. Somebody has that information. I just have to find it. And that's not really a big deal, you know? I mean, it takes time and it takes energy, but that's not a big deal because this is not me having to figure out how to make something happen and not having any information and not being able to get any information. That's completely fucking different, right? This is me knowing things going to work a certain way and just needing to figure that out. That's fucking small potatoes, y'all. So here I am. Get her done over here. Because that's it. This is it. I want it done. I have to do it. And I had a little conversation with wife about this. I was like, I mean, if I want something, I have to go get it. Like that's just my life. I can't wait for somebody to help me. And even when I've had people who maybe were willing to help me, when the thing is not for you, you don't try the same way to get it done as if it is for you. And that's just the thing about people, right? And if you people watch and you observe and you interact with enough people, you start to figure that shit out, right? Like that's not, and like, it's just, if you're not invested, the amount of effort you're going to put forth is not the same as if you are. That is just a fact. Now, there are some people who will give it their all no matter who it's for, right? I'm one of those people. But across the board, most people are not like that. If it's not for them, if they'll give a certain amount of effort, and that's it. And the thing with it is that if that's not enough, well, that's a problem now, isn't it? And that's it. So, yeah. And I don't know. I don't like relying on people even when I do have people to help, like even when I do have people to offer, which is, I'm not saying that people never offer, but I need a certain caliber of help. I need a certain caliber of like action taken. And if you're not going to put forth the amount of effort that I need you to put forth, well, then you're not helpful. You know, you're not helpful. And I don't have to, and if you do it wrong, I have to do it again anyway. And so then you're wasting my time. You're taking up my time because now I'm having to redo or fix what you fucked up. It sounds really harsh, but I mean, that's it. Which is why I err towards not accepting help. Like, if I do not know that you're not going to do something exactly how I need you to do it, I'm not going to accept your help. Because you're not going to do a very good job. And I don't have time for that. Because if you're making me have to do it again or have to hold your hand while you do it, you're not actually helping me, and you're not helping me. So that's not going to work out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm either going to give you a very small task, like, hey, please find out when this place closes, or get this number for me, or get this address for me. I'm going to give you a task like that where you couldn't possibly fuck it up, because either you're going to do it or not, right? And I'm going to give you a fucking deadline. Or I'm just not going to ask, and I'm going to do it my damn self. Like, that's just what's going to happen. Not to be a cynical, jaded asshole, but for somebody who doesn't like people, I have a lot of experience dealing with people. And these are just things that happen. And so you gotta be mindful of that. Like, you just do. And I don't hold it against people. I'm not shocked or upset that if I ask you to do something for me that you don't give it your all. Like, as if it was for you. Because it's not for you. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a realistic expectation of someone. And that's fine, right? That's fine. It's not fucking helpful, but it's fine. Like, I can accept that. Which means if I need something done a certain way, I'm just probably going to do it myself. Because that's sensible. It's just, like, it's silly. It's silly to do it otherwise. Like, why would you do it otherwise? I don't know. It's silly. So I'm not gonna set myself up for failure either. And that's, for me, that's part of what this is like, that's setting yourself up for failure. Like, if you're busy or you have to do something, right? You don't, like, okay, here's an example. A friend called me earlier. I was in the middle of something. I didn't answer. Could I have talked to a friend? Oh, absolutely. But I was in the middle of something. And I needed to not be on the phone, because being on the phone would have interrupted what I was doing. And so I didn't answer the fucking phone. It's not that I don't adore a friend. It's not that I didn't want to talk to a friend. It's not that I didn't really have time. No, none of those things are true. But what I needed to be doing was going to be inhibited by me being on the phone with a friend. And so I didn't answer the phone. And you have to be like that. You have to set yourself up for success. Like, if you know you've got something to do, then you need to focus. You need to have discipline. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe my motivation is shit, but my discipline is like fucking boss. I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe. I hazard a guess. And we're gonna go ahead and credit Lady Speech for this, but I'm willing to say that probably part of how I get anything done is because of discipline. Like, I have more discipline than I have motivation. Like, I almost never have motivation. And the only way for me to get motivation personally that I've noticed is to just get fucking started. Like, if I can get started, I can keep going. But getting started is, like, fucking gnarly. It just is. It's rough. So, like, yeah. Oh, by the way, we're going to be starting week 3 of going to the gym, and I think we're going to add in our little, like, 5 minutes of cardio this week. I don't know if I'm going to do another 2. I don't know if I'm going to make it 3 weeks of maintaining or 2 weeks of maintaining and then upping it. Like, I don't know. Might have to sit with it and think about it. It's not going to be pleasant. I already fucking know that. It's not going to be pleasant. I'm not going to want to fucking do it. That said, yeah, here we are. So I'm getting it done. I'm handling these hiccups, challenges, and obstacles like a boss, as one does. I should know about the class by like Friday. I'm going to reach out if I haven't heard anything by Wednesday. Like probably midday Wednesday, I'm going to be like, hey, I was just circling back around. I wasn't sure if this decision had been made yet because I hadn't seen anything, right? Because if I can get into this new job, I don't need to stress about the class because the class will happen. If I can't get into this new job, then that places more importance on getting into this class sooner. Because I have a plan B, aka getting my license back, that matters a little less, right? But it's still something that I need to not, like, we need to stack the fucking deck, okay? We're in card counting territory. We need to make this shit work. Like, it has to work. Because it has to. By the way, I am supposed to make a Patreon video, and at this point, I don't think that's going to happen because I'm running out of fucking battery right now. It was important that I show up here. I can do those posts. Like, they don't have to be videos. I want them to be like the stash cache. I want them to be videos, but I also look like shit right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be a text and picture post, at which I've partially I've already partially done what I needed to do with that. So yeah, I also need, oh gosh, don't I have another thing here? I have some things I need to do, so I need to write this down because my brain's trying to eat all this stuff. What's this? Hold on. I think all I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this round. I don't think I'm going to do the round that goes with it. The, part 2. I don't think I'm going to do that. Oh, I also need to look into... Now, I did find out there's 2 classes that I'm probably going to take now that I wasn't going to take before. Well, one of them I wanted to take before, and the other one I didn't know they were doing it. But they're going to open avenues to me if I have this training. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So yeah, that's going to happen. Yeah. And I want to get with this employer. I want to get with this employer, which means I might also do some other stuff. because I usually am indifferent about who I work with. Like, I just want a job in industry, right? At the right, like, I just want a job at the right position, right? I'm not super, like, I'm more worried about the job title than the job location. This does not apply here. I absolutely want both a specific job title and a specific job location at a specific place. And that's because these people are going to help me go to school. And that fucking matters. That matters a lot. Even if it just means I get my bachelor's and I have to pay for my master's, that will be just a fucking big ass difference. Like a really big difference. So yeah, fucking here for it. And that's kind of like that's not the only reason. I mean, like, everybody who I talk to, like, obviously you're not gonna have the people who haven't been with the company for very long. You're not gonna have them representing you because they're not happy and they're probably on their way out the door one way or another. And so they're not good candidates to talk to, right? But like, everybody I talked to had been there for like at least a decade. And a lot of them had multiple degrees that were in part paid for by them working there. And that fucking matters, because like, education it's becoming more and more important to have, and it's also becoming like kind of harder and harder to get and less accessible, and depending on where you are in the financial strata, which is like, it's a catch-22, right? Like, you need this to get this, but you can't get this without getting this, and it's like, this is gross. I know I said I wasn't going to finish this, but I think I will. I'll do the next pair because I need to eat up like another 2 minutes, and that should do it. Anyway, so I have a shit ton to do this week, and that's just fucking glorious. That's just glorious. Yay! Alright, so let's make sure that I'm where I think I am. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright. I'm where I thought it was. So anyway. So yeah. I mean, it's exciting. It's exciting, I guess. Oh, sugar. Oh, I was about to freak out. Like, don't tell me I knit with the wrong ends. I've done that shit before. Usually it's the tail. Things I don't fucking need right now. Let's fuck this sock up anymore. I've already fucked it up like a couple times. Like, honestly. It's not a big deal. I've, like, eked it together somehow, but I really don't want to fuck it up anymore. Because I want to be done with the sock. I want to be done with the sock so I can start another one. Obviously. So. Oh my gosh. Why is it so fucking hot in here? It is so hot in here. Like, it's so hot in here. I don't understand why it's so hot in my apartment. I don't know. It's so hot though. I can't deal with this. So y'all wish me luck, because seriously, I gotta pull some magic out my ass this week. I mean, really, I've kind of been doing it already, so I just need to keep that up. But that's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to do. It's a lot on me, given all the other stuff I'm dealing with and the things I've been struggling with, and like how long I've been struggling with all these things. So, yeah, it's a lot. I think I'm gonna give wife a call as soon as I get off here, because I'll plug my phone in and like rattle at her. Yeah. Yeah, something she said to me kind of, it's kind of rolling around in my mind. She's like, "Oh, you've always had to do this," and I'm like, that's not what I would call an accomplishment. It's not a good thing. I've always had to do this because people are unreliable. Like, if you had to, like, if you get put in a situation where you have to do something, you figure out a way to do it. Like, most of the time, that's what ends up happening. Now, it's not with a little blood, sweat, tears, and fucking stress. It's, that shit's happening, right? But most people don't just fall to pieces, because when you're in a position where you have to make something work, it's because you have to. And either you have something or you don't have it. And I like to have things. So here we are. Short of like the times where I've like literally just left an abusive relationship and I have been like just kind of beat the fuck down for a really long time, I'm pretty good about making some shit happen. But I don't know. My mother kind of raised me that to get what I wanted. Like, she did not raise me to depend on other people to help me. So, like, yeah. So here we are. We are making progress. We're down to 26 stitches. I got to get down to 12. So that's a good amount. And then as soon as this is done, I'm going to take a picture. Probably right before I graft it together. And then, let's see. Take a picture right before I graft it together. And then I'm going to move these back over to here. Actually, I'm going to probably graft this together, leave this, and then do this one. Do the heel for the second sock, and then go about my business. So, thanks for being here. Again, sorry I was late. We're going to try not to let that happen for the rest of the week, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and good night, Railings, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully a little more put together. Toodles!